keeps growing. People keep coming in with different projects, and not just in the downtown. You can also really help to focus through different ideas on neighborhoods that are adjacent to the downtown. Because guess what? If those neighborhoods have problems, the downtown has a problem. There's a building next to Mr. Ulickney's house that was falling apart when I was in elementary school. Okay, I used to walk by there in the 1960s, and it was in bad shape. And finally someone came and said, well, you know, maybe we could do this and this and this. And now they're beautiful apartments. And so, you know, when he drives home at night, he no longer has to kind of say, oh, when are they going to do something about that cruddy old building? Because it's now the pride of the community. It's not in the downtown, but it certainly helps the downtown.
Sometimes being a parent
can be a really hard job.
But there are a few things
you can do to keep us on the right track.
Encourage us to stay involved in sports and other activities.
When we leave the house,
ask us where we're going.
Ask where we're going.
And who we're going to be with.
Set clear rules and boundaries.
And do your best to make sure we follow them.
What we really need most is your support and guidance.
Our future is in your hands.
And if I would ask you to do anything, I would just ask you to think of ideas. Because, you know, they may not all come to reality, but they certainly won't become a reality if you don't share them with me or Linda or your advisors. When we did, y'all know where the 5 Points is here? Depot Square, that's where I was trying to go, next to the train station. I mean, that was just an ugly old gas station. People came, said, let's see, we're fixing up the Millers are fixing up the building there for a new business at the 5 Points. The train station is gradually being fixed up. What could we do with this, you know, gas station that looks like it's stuck about, oh, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe the 40s or the 50s. And so someone drew up some pretty pictures, came to me, and they said, well, what can we do? I said, okay, well, the lobbyist for the gas company comes to see me every couple of years. Let's call him up. We called him up. He said, well, maybe we could give it a different color paint. And we said, well, do you think maybe we could do more? How about you come and look at our architectural drawings of trying to make this gas station look a little bit nicer? Well, we got lucky, again. And we wouldn't have gotten lucky if we wouldn't have asked for the meeting. They came in. Here they had just bought a series of, I think, 20 or 30 other gas stations. We show them our pretty pictures of what we would like the gas station to look, and they say, well, that's very nice, but how about this? We just bought one a half a mile away. How about if we tear down the gas station, we tear out the tanks, and give you the property? And we all looked at each other, and again, like Don Snyder, where do we sign? And so today, it's one of the prides of the community. The kids go, they plant the flowers. The Morgan Foundation came in with the fountain. We chuckled because I guess at the one borough council meeting, some people said, well, you know, this is going to be bad. People are going to hang out there. And we said, and what's wrong with people sitting on a park bench next to a fountain in the middle of the town, right next to, you know, an 1874 train station? We should encourage this. And so, once again, if people wouldn't have brought that plan to us, and so I don't care if it's Monterey City, Shenandoah, Frackville, Ashland, all of these different communities now have community revitalization programs that are just starting out. Senator Rhodes had helped several of them get started before he was killed in that terrible accident 2 years ago. And so a lot of communities have a program just like Tamaqua, but they need ideas. They need help. They need plans. They also need money. But, you know, there's a lot of ways to do this. But if people don't reach out and say, hey, we ought to do something about this, then you're stuck with the status quo. And in many of our communities, that ought not to be our goal.
I think one of the important things, too, just kind of elaborating on that, is you need to also make sure that you're willing to give something back to your communities. If you are coming up with ideas, it's okay to stand on a corner or in someone's office and say, here's what you should be doing. We need you to come and help us do that and make that an actuality. It doesn't have to be a lifelong commitment. It could be something as simple as stuffing envelopes. And as Dave said, everyone in Schuylkill County can get involved in this type of revitalization. There are several organizations throughout the county. And you need to really get involved to make sure that when you are Lori's age.
Oh, that old?
When you're Lori's age, that you have a nice place to show to your friends. And you have a place for your family, and a place like Mr. Ulick need to have a house and be able to look at a wonderful apartment complex next door or across the street. It is important. It is not so important that you just say, I think you should do this. It is important that you get involved. The more people that are involved, the quicker these things can happen. And, there are a lot of opportunities out there to get involved. And again, it could be something as simple as going to the upper Schuylkill office and stuffing envelopes, or passing out flyers, or going to the block of art and serving as a hostess for an art gallery. All of those things really affect everyone in the community and in the county, not just within that particular community. Everything that's done, and more I see more of the communities in Schuylkill County becoming more cooperative and more involved. There is not so much of the east of the mountain or north of the mountain, south of the mountain, east of the mountain, west of the mountain.
Lots of mountains.
We are. It used to be Tamaqua was the only place divided by the railroad tracks. Now it's like, okay, you hear that all over the county, But we are more involved with vision. We are more involved with the Schuylkill County Visitors Bureau and the art leagues and things like that, the county art gallery. So, County Historical Society. Every organization and everybody that's involved in something, you need to reach out. You need to take off the blinders and really look at the overall picture. And whether it is in your own community or throughout the county, you really need to do that to make this successful. And those partnerships really can make a big difference. Downtown Tamaqua is a great example of that.
Did you know that 5.1% of 6th graders in Schuylkill County said they have used alcohol in the last 30 days?
Did you know that 22.6% of 8th graders in Schuylkill County said they've used alcohol in the last 30 days?
Did you know that 47.7% of 10th graders in Schuylkill County said they have used alcohol in the last 30 days?
Did you know that 55.7% of 12th graders in Schuylkill County said they have used alcohol in the last 30 days?
So what are you gonna do about it?
So this is really tying this whole, there are a lot of things that tie the community together.
Senator Rhodes used to refer to it as the spaghetti bowl theory of government. I mean, when we opened up the office that I now share with Representative Knowles downtown for the Christmas festival over the years, I was amazed at how far people traveled. I didn't know most of the people, and I've lived here all my life. And so I was like, who are these people and why are they in my office? And so I'm trying to explain to them a little bit about the history of the building, and they're from this state and that state. Guess what? They weren't just here to do that one thing. They probably had lunch and dinner at one of the restaurants downtown. So the restaurants made a little bit of extra money. Maybe they went to Ted Block's. You probably have gotten some tuxes there over the years. Maybe they bought a hat or something at Ted Block's store. And so, little things begin to add up. That we don't just do these festivals for the heck of it. It is all about what I call breathing new life into a community. And I am just, so proud that the community that my children have grown up in looks a little bit better than it did when I was here. Now, will I have grandchildren here someday, or are they going to go off? I mean, Elise is now studying Arabic. I'm not sure that, I don't know that there's a lot of jobs with Arabic in Tamaqua, but who knows? And I still haven't figured out AJ. But he changes too often for me to figure out. But it just, wherever your life takes you in these next 4, 10, 40 years, there's a community just like this that even if it's the most prosperous community on the planet, I bet it could still use a little extra help somewhere. You're here because you're leaders. Start thinking about things that you would like to change.